All right, guys. The underdog SKILLOUS in the top left side here of the European qualifier for StellarFest. Seeing who can be the third player to make it out of our leading four players. The leading four selection, inspired by the selection for astronauts to go on a satellite of Canada. I don't know. Ursa had this whole cool description of what it is. I'm just going to call it a qualifier. It's a qualifier. There's one spot going on. Astronauts don't go on a satellite usually. I don't know how it worked. Maybe they went on the space station or something. I'm not sure. I should have finished reading the explanation of why. Point being, he's an underdog. Clem's the overdog. Now, if you guys don't know about the overdog is the dog that stands over you while dominating. But SKILLOUS, he's been playing a very greedy opening. He did a gas first stalker pressure here. Really greedy no scout build. And now his stalkers are in the face of Clem earlier than he expected. I didn't even know if it was gas first, actually. This is just a very early pressure with these stalkers. He's going to get rid of an SCV and a bunch of Reapers. Oh, that Reaper escaped, though. But tries to come back in. Clem, you know Clem can't resist. Clem's going to come in and lose that Reaper, is he? Is he? No, he's not. Oh, he does take a shot, though. That Stalker's dead zo's gonna have to try and fight. Doesn't quite get the Reaper, but the Hellion does now go down. That Reaper over there, he's baiting right now. He's baiting real hard. The Stalker's gonna have to recall. So that is, I think, what, 2 Stalkers, SCV, a Hellion, and a Reaper. Cost for cost, Terran wins. But a little bit of extra SCV pulls. I would say it's acceptable. SKILLOUS goes for a gateway wall off, which is really smart here, so that the Hellion can't drive in. Reapers could still jump up the ledge. But this is nice just to buy himself some time. Yeah, what's an up dog? Yes. The up dog. What's up, dog? Stalkers. Oh, gets the Reaper. Oh, can he get it? Yep, okay. Both Reapers go down for just one Stalker so far, but oh, this is where the Hellions say, flamethrowers, baby. There's a reason they use these in the Mad Max films. That's because most people are like basically peasant workers in a friggin' broken down anarchistic society. And it turns out, guys, when you're fighting almost defenseless workers, flamethrowers are very effective. 7 workers do go down. Still, resource lost advantage to Clem by about 160 resources. And most importantly, he's bought himself a bit of stability. He can go for a single Cyclone drop to go just have a bit of pokey poke, keep a bit active on the map as he goes for tank. Raven, and of course, 2nd and 3rd barracks and Engineering Bay should be going down soon. 3rd gas starts, Engineering Bay will be next, then 4th gas. That Raven still hasn't started. Clem's struggling on the gas income since he went straight for a siege tank after this Cyclone medevac. Here we go. Ooh, he's going to get quite a few probes. Very nice pressure. Prism Stalker drop just chilling, as this one does get out of there. Goes in towards that main base. Raven cancelled. Viking started. Clem respecting this Prism. Does not want to get circles run around him by the Stalkers. Stalkers need to focus the SCVs. He could have stayed. SKILLOUS, I think, struggling with his rhythm right now. He's got 750 minerals saved up. Oh, no. SKILLOUS. Oh, he's YOLOing. Oh, he went charge, not blink. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. It's a 2-gas all-in. It's a 2-gas all-in, ladies and gentlemen. He tries to take the first tank shot. But the tank managed to focus the Stalkers anyway. There's 7 Zealots in there. Man, 7K Zealot off 2-gas. The Marines are in a delicious choke point. That one Zealot not able to get through on top of them. Prism goes down. Oh, the Cyclone getting the Prism should actually shut this down. His next warp-in has to go at home. Remember, it's only 20 seconds between warp-ins once you have warp gate finished. But he loses the Prism, has to warp in at home. And that's a disaster. Clem, I don't know how he holds these builds, dude. It is so hard to defend that. But SKILLOUS goes for a Platinum League special, tries to get the surprise tactic to win. And unfortunately for him, Clem hangs on. He does lose quite a few workers. 18 have gone down. So you can transition from here, but remember, there's no gas mining. This is 29 probes, no gas income. SKILLOUS is just continuing to make Zealots. He's got a new Prism. Yeah, if he goes and warps in more Zealots and then drops Zealots on the tank on the high ground and charges as well. He also could micro, so if the Zealots are there, charges onto the bunker, then changes it to the command center, and then changes it to the tank. He could do 4,000 APM micro, which no one ever pulls off, and actually guide his charge Zealots onto the tank. And, oh, he just moves in deeper and then activates the A move. That's probably a more realistic way of doing it for most humans. Zealots on the high ground, going to get rid of that tank. Marines! Oh, how do you like your sushi? Oh yeah, that's right. I like my sushi extra Terran flavored. Oh my gosh. Dude, he didn't even put that meat in the freezer before he diced it up and ate it. That was delicious. But still, somehow Clem saves 8 Marines. He's got the SCVs body blocking. Melee units really bad against SCVs on hold position. The way he can hold position with his SCVs to block the Zealots getting on top is really good. The Zealots need to counter hold position and like shift click. Look, the Zealots on the left are derping out, but then the SCVs keep blocking. The Marines finally do go down though, and I think it's not enough. SKILLOUS gets him with the Platinum League special and takes game 1. Friggin' beautiful build, man. Really good gamble for SKILLOUS. Puts Clem on notice. All right, well, he's been put on notice. Team Liquid's Clem, the emblem here. The polar bear, his favorite animal. SKILLOUS in the top left side. I'm not sure what his favorite animal is. We might have to ask him after this game. If I had to guess, I'd say it's like a rare cat, like a lynx or an ocelot or something like that. Like, whoa, you guys let me know what you think his favorite animal is. After a build like that, I'm sure there's already all the Terran players in chat like, oh, baboon, chimpanzee, monkey, gorilla, ape. But non-Terran players with the actual interesting answers, let me know. Let me know. I'm curious to think. I think it's a rare cat. Down here in the bottom right side, Clem's just doing a pretty standard barracks gas. I say that as I check the gas count to make sure it's not gas first, which actually it is. That's gas first. Is he going to eBay block and then factory before command center by the looks of it? But SKILLOUS, he's going to see the SCV and immediately pull 1 extra probe, 2 extra probes, and 3 extra probes. So 4 probes total. I think when you spot the SCV this early, this should shut this down really well. This is nicely done. A wild Euthermal appears in the chat. Shout out to Euthermal, who actually tried to use fun new things today. Killed, I think it was like 110 of Geralt's probes in one game with Banshees that he never stopped building from the corner. Didn't like building any healthcare for his bio. He was like, medevacs are for losers, more Banshees. I also like the Viking, the landed Viking build would have been very cool as well. For those who don't know, a Viking is just a Marauder that comes with permanent stim packs in terms of its attack speed. And they're 25 minerals cheaper now. Problem, they don't move very quickly. They waddle. Euthermal, of course, calls them the penguin boys. But I could see how that build would have actually worked if that one was executed just a bit better. He did get eliminated, of course, by Geralt, who Clem managed to defeat. But Clem and Geralt actually had some pretty damn good games in this qualifier, so it's been a lot of fun so far. And we are going to be seeing... Oof, it's the proxy starport 4 Hellion build. So I've been talking about how I'm sick of building the pylon here and the gateway, or the cyber core there and the gate there, because they always end up dropping Marines here. I move around and they drop on the other side, and the Liberators are harder to deal with, and I hate it. And I remember I explained to my chat, I'm never walling off the top for the Reaper wall off ever again. And someone in my chat said, yep, every top Protoss thinks this is a good idea, and then they play against Clem's proxy Hellion drop, and they lose every probe because they don't have anything to slow down the Hellions. And then they go back to building that wall. And I was like, oh, is that why we do that? I always thought it was for the Reaper. And they're like, well, it was kind of for both. And I was like, oh. So anyways, SKILLOUS has not built that wall we're talking about. Luckily, he's building a shield battery. So if he can lower the Hellion count, he might be able to survive. 3 Hellion shots is what it's needed to one-shot a probe. If you one-shot something, there's no chance to heal it. Thank you, Tyleo, Sakura. Appreciate the subs, the raids. And there's going to be a swap over to a more standard follow-up. Four Hellions going into the main base. Let's go! Oh my gosh. I think a pylon might have been nice there to wall those off. Let's see, how many can Clem get? He's already up to 7. Oh, 8. He saves a Hellion. Does finally go down. Now he's lost the one-shot ability. These probes kind of far from the battery. He does save 2 of those Hellions. 9 probes. Excellent damage for Clem. You do need a lot of damage with this build. It's not over by any means. Just because he killed a few workers, he's got to get out. He's got to try and save the medevac. He's going to lose the medevac, which is why he stays there. Does get himself one of those probes by doubling up the shots. He was getting damage beyond the shields each time and slowly chipping into the hull. Which is why he kept going for that one. Of course, there's too much healing energy here, and that Hellion will go down. Was that enough damage to put him ahead? I would say yes, but not massively, since everything did get cleaned up. The fact, though, that he's delayed the 3rd so long is huge. SKILLOUS has to spend a bit of time just recovering here on his 2-gate robo setup. It's going Going to try and counter pressure, and that's usually where if the Protoss player can get in there, kill this tank soon after it pops out. I mean, it's not a very good wall off right now. Stalkers could blink here and quickly run into this little choke point. So even a siege tank protected in the back is going to be somewhat isolated, or exposed, I should say. SKILLOUS just all-ins him now with 2-gate Stalker. Not very viable. He's definitely going to do a Stalker pressure while macroing up behind it, though. He pauses probes to start the Nexus. Yeah, just 2-gate. This is a very early drop that comes in, remember. Clem delayed his command center massively to do this. Stalkers do get rid of the tank. Only one Stalker's gone down. Oh, no! But he accidentally walks the Stalkers in from the natural. This should have been such a net positive move. As it is, SKILLOUS is dropping so many Stalkers unnecessarily, and I just don't think that did anything positive for him. He got 4 SCVs, a tank, and a Marine for 4 Stalkers. I don't know if that's good for Protoss. It's not terrible, but it's not... It could have been much better if he blinked all the Stalkers in together and did some really... Like, there's mining loss as well, but this is scary because Stim's almost ready. I mean, it is delaying. The next tech lab isn't down, which is good. Here we go. Now SKILLOUS gets some value. Gets 3 SCVs, and he can pick off these Marines. Oh, Clem chased it with the Marines. I feel like SKILLOUS maybe could have stood his ground and fought, but probably a good idea to run away. Third Nexus is up. Dark Shrine. Ooh, he knows there's no Raven. So he's thinking about a delayed DT drop, maybe when Clem's pushing him. Didn't we establish that Stalkers are basically free, says chat? Madison1 just said that in my chat. Madison1 has watched thousands of hours of my commentary. Knows that one of my things is Stalkers are very expensive. I probably said it 43,000 times while commentating, but here we go. SCVs are going to surround this. Does get 2 SCVs in mining time, but it's a big all-in. It looks like for Clem, he's going to go with Stim, no combat shields, and just 1 medevac for healing. Dark Shrine and Charge are almost there. Almost 8 gateways as well. SKILLOUS is doing well, but is he mentally prepared for this? Answer is no. Zealots need to turn and fight, I think, with the Guardian Shield, but the Sentry... Oh, he does escape, actually, but Guardian Shield's going to be gone in a second. I'd love to see an energy recharge on that Sentry. Oh, one of the gateways gets depowered. Dark Shrine... Dark Templar, sorry, is warping in. I don't know where it warped in. Looks like on the other side of the map, guys. It's in there killing the last bit of Clem's economy. And Clem... Well, I don't think this is a good fight for SKILLOUS, is it? Oh, the Marines were clicked on the Nexus! I think SKILLOUS should run away here, but he's going to try and get the tank kills. Is it worth it? Don't think so. Maybe. Oh, Clem's army's still very scary. It's a really bad fight there for SKILLOUS, guys. He just needs to buy time. Clem can't even heal through his own stims. There is no Dark Templar at home. Looks like Clem somehow managed to, in the midst of that scan, and take care of the Dark Templar. He's also defended his natural. While taking out this natural, Dark Templar comes in here. There's no way Clem has enough detection to deal with all of this. Another tank bites the dust. This Nexus does fall. Those Marines are going to go after these probes, but I think with Zealots and a Dark Templar, it should finally be lights out for this push for Clem. Clem's going to have to tap out, as he was still getting hammered at home on his production being capped. And SKILLOUS right now is up 2-0 against the 2024 World Champion, an absolute monster, the Maestros of the Game Champion. Is SKILLOUS going to qualify? Ooh. All right, guys, Clem in the top right side of the map, SKILLOUS in the bottom right. It's going to be a gateway and court down here, kind of hiding in this area. Interesting. Did the patch affect any of the early game stuff? Energy recharge has been nerfed, guys. It gives 50 energy instead of 100. It has a slightly faster cooldown. It's from 60 seconds down to 45 seconds, but essentially getting way less value for each energy recharge. So that changes things, but we're not seeing... You might be like, well, we're not seeing that, but that might be part of why we're not seeing as much Sentry usage at the start with Hallucination. Hallucination Scouts are still very, very good. Sentry openings are still incredibly good. Just not being used as often in these games for whatever reason. Other than that, no, not really. If we see a Liberator harassment, I guess that's changed slightly. Liberator doesn't see its full circle anymore. But the early game shenanigans should be similar. Ghosts are changed. Storm is changed. Disruptors shoot a bit faster. There are some, pretty big far-reaching changes, but... Oh, I think the biggest one in the early game is if you queue up a gas and then shift-click your probe to do something else, it actually goes and does the second order. At least that's meant to be fixed. You guys let me know if it is or isn't. I'm not sure. People, it's meant to be fixed. Oh, Clem just called him a slur. So for those who don't know, guys, Clem actually has hacks, and he has one called Invisible Ink. So basically, he just called SKILLOUS something like unconscionable. Like we're like literally, it's so bad that you have to use your imagination to imagine what he wrote in Invisible Ink, and then he apologized after calling him that. Which I mean, that's like, oh, I'm sorry, but you know, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a big stinky butt coming. It's crazy. You can't just call someone that and then make it better by saying sorry. He typed nothing. It means you mean nothing to me. That's crazy, man. That's nothing. That's a famous Maynard quote back in the day. He shouted, "That's nothing!" in the middle of an epic game. That was fantastic. Widowmine's on the way. Reactor's finished. Clem has got the command center on the high ground, but it is, of course, the double gas opening. Allows him to get some pressure going pretty fast. This time we will see the Twilight Council, but also a sentry before Twilight. So Blink's a bit slower. The sentry will be there. Of course, these guys are both teammates, guys. Clem doesn't represent the team in the clan tag, though, only in the name. So he's basically branded himself with Liquid, like it's attached to the name. He wants to be in his Polar Bear clan, whereas SKILLOUS, he's like got the clan tag, but not the attachment to the name, which is interesting. Hallucinated Phoenix comes in, knows exactly what's coming, which is going to be a nice fast drop. Does he build a shield battery in the main to deal with this, or does he just keep making Stalkers? He's only got 2 Stalkers, 1 Sentry. He could have made 1 more before Warp Gate, but I think looks like he's just going to chill, go for the pylon into shield battery perhaps in the main base. Just a reminder, Clem wins versus Cero consistently, never loses to Zergs at the same level as SKILLOUS. It must be coincidence, though. Yeah, I agree, chat. It was definitely a coincidence. I mean, I don't know if you're just talking about this patch, because we haven't seen anything that's changed. But it's good balance argument. Guy in the chat. Good balance argument. Widowmine's not even cutting off the ramp here. Clem does move it a bit further forward. He's going to unburrow that. Does unburrow it. I like the way SKILLOUS tried to bait that with the Phoenix. Stalkers do dodge the Widowmine. Clem's going to get out of there. Oh, does save that Widowmine and withdraws. But yeah, there is such a thing as Clem being by far the best CVT player in the world and being okay against Protoss. Comparatively, nowhere near as dominant. You can argue that for whatever reason you want. But definitely in a matchup where PVT is a bit trickier, not as mechanical. He's got a very vicious push setup here. This one pylon is everything. If he can get his tank in range of that pylon and depower it before the Immortal pops, it's all over. But look at that, guys. He's only got about 20 seconds to do that. He's got to get rid of that pylon. SKILLOUS is already building backup pylons. He can't let that Immortal get out. That Immortal is going to ruin the Viking and the tank stay if he can get it out. But the Stalkers go forward. He gets rid of the tank and the Viking, does he? Okay, does get rid of both. Actually, Clem misses the hot pickup on the Viking. Uncharacteristic. And look at that. There's a new pylon out. This Immortal trying to get in range of the tank. He can't quite get in range. That Immortal looking like an Archon trying to pleasure itself. But oh, the Stalkers blinked behind the minerals where they were trapped. An unfortunate blink there for SKILLOUS. Oh no, and he's only got 1 gate, guys. He's lost the gate in the wall off. He's going to lose all of his production. He's going to lose to like 10 Marines and a medevac because he's got he can't build units. He's only got 1 gate. He's got 2 Stalkers. He's going to lose to 12 Marines and a medevac. Oh no, I thought SKILLOUS might have this series. But you can't do this with 2 Stalkers, mate. And this is the danger of the natural wall off. Your production is just so far forward, so exposed. The Stalkers here. And look at this, all of his new productions down here on the low ground as well. Very good push here for Clem. Even though he saw the setup for this Hallucinated Phoenix, I'm not sure if SKILLOUS had the read. Clem claws back a map. Alright, guys, let's go. SKILLOUS in the top right. He's got 2 chances to finish off Clem. Of course, taking maps off Clem is not easy, so it's amazing he got a 2-0 lead. Kind of a bummer he got taken out there. I honestly think if those 2 Stalkers didn't get trapped on the little low ground doodad bit, he like holds that. And that's one of those things. He's probably barely ever, if ever, happened to blink Stalkers to that position, and he's like, you're kidding me. Because if he has 2 more Stalkers, you know, if he's got 3 or especially 4, he's just one-shotting Marines once he gets to 4 Stalkers. He can pick off 12 Marines, no worries. But being stuck on 1 gate with like 1 or 2 Stalkers was just a nasty situation to find himself in. Clem committed hard in that last game. He's got Skillous's respect, and he's going double gas again. A lot of double gas for Clem at the moment. We did check after the game. Of course, the second Hallucinated Phoenix happened for Skillous, but he did it kind of late. He didn't energy recharge for it. He did the energy recharge just initially, I believe, right? And then he brought it back for the Widowmine, so he didn't actually scout with it. So if he'd realized what was happening a little bit earlier, might have got another battery or 2 up. You know, there could have been some things that he could have done to hold on, but Clem's pressure with the Widowmine drop, Marine drop, Widowmine plus Marine drop kind of made him mess up with his hallucinations. This qualifier has been kind of banging, guys. Some good games so far. Got to cast a bunch of Zerg games as well, which I wasn't expecting. Fiant and Mixu both put up really good performances today. So happy to see some Zerg play. But also happy to see Skillous bring out some cheeses and some builds against Clem. Feels like he's kind of settling into normie play now. Probably a good idea, right? I think he's kind of like, yeah, just play safe. Clem's going to try and, you know, be the aggressor now. Goes once again for Stalker Sentry. I think it was 2 Stalker Sentry last time. They're up in the main base. Doesn't have energy for a force field. And no second shield battery. 2 Reaper Hellion pressure is nasty, man. Gets right in there. The moment the units arrive, 3 probes will go down. I think you should lose 4 in total, right? Yeah, 4 total. It's okay. It's acceptable. Especially if you chrono your probes. Blink starts here. A little bit delayed because he was distracted by that, though. Second gateway on the way. Clem's command center is now morphing into an orbital. He's got a bunker building in case there's a Stalker counterattack. We do have a single Widowmine drop. Okay, 2 Widowmines. He's going to wait for the second one. Foxer says, it sucks all the important qualifiers got put on this Giga toss patch before the revisions. I don't think Storm really affects him that much. Like, don't get me wrong, Storm is really good. I do agree, Foxer, that, like, Storm could be super OP. But, I think it might be, like, something that really shouldn't matter as much for Clem. Like, obviously, it does matter. It is very good. I do think Storm's too good, but I really think Clem has not been dying to Storm. Like, I think for everyone else, it's more of a problem, you know? But it was actually a TVT finals for the Asian one. America's, of course, being Trigger versus Australia for this tournament. Not a huge surprise. But, yeah. It is kind of crazy to have us testing the patch live, but I think this is the way we kind of have to do it these days. In that it goes to live. As long as Blizzard keeps doing follow-ups relatively quickly, I will be happy with it long term, but it is, of course, a bit rough to suddenly have the main version of the game be like this. It is one of those things where it's probably good for figuring things out better for the long term, though. But I don't think we've seen the changes really hurt Clem too much. I think he's adjusting against the Storm. I think his first few days against the Storm, Clem was showing some of the worst play against Storm that we've actually seen. Both against Classic and against Hero, he really was not playing correctly against it. Don't get me wrong, I think Storm's broken, guys. I do think Storm's broken. But Clem was losing a lot of early games to Hero, and he was also blobbing his army a lot into Storm, expecting it to already be running out a lot against Hero and Classic. So I guarantee you, from the games I saw against Geralt, he's much better against Storm today. Like, Clem is learning very quickly. So I would say check out Clem's games. If he even lets Skillous get to Storm, he's going Robo Bay, not Storm anyway. He's so much better already. Like, he's getting way, way faster at dealing with it. My big advice, and I was talking earlier, I gave this to Clem, but I've given this to every Terran, spread your units out. Unless there's a crazy number of Zealots, you cannot be keeping your army in a big ball anymore. We used to be able to get away with that. You get zoned for so long now if you keep your army in a big ball. It's tough. I do also think the Liberators siege so quickly now. We need to see a lot of people testing and experimenting with fast lib transitions. I'd like to see people trying it even before Ghosts come out, because we need to see how good those fast sieging libs are. They siege so quickly, but they don't have the vision. I don't know how good it is. It might be amazing. It might be a worse unit, the lib, but it might be a much better unit. So it's really interesting to see. Drop's going to pull over this side. Stalker Zealot coming in. Oh, CLEM! He flies through the observer! Unnecessary pickup there. Didn't realize there was an observer watching him. Oh, this is bad. I think SKILLOUS has got a pretty good position. Gotta be careful with that Colossus, though. Oh, the retarget. Oh, CLEM's so annoying. Gets rid of the sentry with the Widowmine retarget. Oh, he's so annoying. Look at that. Now he's like, I want a Stalker. Oh, he's getting value. Value town, ladies and gentlemen. Raven's going to fly through the natural and the main. Here we go. 2 more gateways are on the way. It's going to be 8 gates, no forge. I wonder if he tries to do a timing with no upgrades. It might be a good way to play. Auto turrets grabbing themselves 3 probes. Not bad, but not a crazy amount for 2 auto turrets. The bio has to fall back now. There is, of course, a Colossus here. Second one should be derping his way across the map. I don't know where he is. There he is. That Raven. Going to come in for another auto turret. Just 1 more probe, but does deny mining time. And actually, they might go back and lose 1 more. Yeah. The classic going back too early against the auto turret. We've all done that. Yeah, guys, the Observer now has literally, the Observer can see to here. The Observer has 15 range, but does reveal itself in surveillance mode. So it's actually crazy. You can siege it up outside their base, see their entire army, and then just unsiege and walk away. It's actually good. Like, pros are going to be so good with this ability. The Observer just sees everything. Zealot Stalker Colossus comes in, sieges it again. He's like, look at the Observer vision, man. He can see the friggin' back of the mineral line with the one that was there. It's so sick. The Observer vision's actually so friggin' good, man. It is obviously like bad for low-level players who just want to leave it somewhere. But the amount of vision it gives is like really good for high-level players to get that extra vision. Colossus micro is really nice so far. I like the way SKILLOUS is baiting him. SKILLOUS is out of Guardian Shield is the one problem. We do have another auto turret comes in. CLEM's been really good. CLEM, good F2 discipline is kind of like a big feature of CLEM's play, isn't it? Trying to just shave off these units is SKILLOUS. Third Colossus is only now building, though. It's taking a lot of damage. SKILLOUS might have to pull back. SKILLOUS might have to get out of here. The Vikings just took out a Colossus. Only one of those Vikings went down. The Observer does unsiege, forces him to do a scan in order to take it down. But more Zealots trying to warp in. CLEM's army is very damaged. SKILLOUS needs to just keep dancing on the edge, maybe. He might be able to pick this off. This bio army is so weak, but it's stimmed. I think SKILLOUS can't chase into that. Oh, gets another Viking and blinks away. I mean, it's one of these things you think maybe I can overwhelm his army now. It's so weak, but like the army supply is so huge. The difference. CLEM is so good at microing these low hit point units. It's only 3 medevacs. They're basically out of juice. But SKILLOUS might be out of army and not be able to capitalize. And that is nasty. Templar Archives has started. He's realized he forgot to make the ability that CLEM's been a little bit tilted against. The Storm, obviously. Not. I don't think so. I think he just... Oh! He tries to intercept. Nice move there for SKILLOUS. Really good micro, dude. Prism saves the Stalkers. Going to go forward and sack a few Zealots. Or is he? Nice hot pickup. Dude, SKILLOUS' micro looking lit. 59 probes only against 68 workers, though. 4th command center is finally down. And remember, this has been 0-0 against 1-1 this whole time, so this is looking really nasty. A bunch of probes running in now, guys. SKILLOUS, of course, that was a mistake. It's not on purpose. Just he's panicking a little bit, I think. He's going to try and recall to this north side. Marines pick off a bunch of probes. And he leaves that Marine behind. At the same time, he gets jumped on down south. CLEM! Oh my gosh, did CLEM just make a big doo-doo? Well, his Widowmine saying, nope, you're the one who made the doo-doo. Gets some big smears on that army. Lots of Zealots and Stalkers going down. Bio Army's going to continue to pull away. The Archons need to survive. If SKILLOUS loses these Archons, he is in D-Town. Looks like a Zealot and a few probes in the main. I don't know why there's probes running around SKILLOUS. You can tell he's feeling the pressure. 300 average APM for him. 468 for CLEM. Of course, CLEM does have a lot more units and builds a lot more, so a lot of holding down buttons and just tapping for Marines and Marauders does account for a large amount of that. Storm is not researching, says chat. Yep, he's doing Archons, guys. Storm is for a longer game. This is a 55 probe desperate Protoss. This man is all in right now, and Clem's healed up mostly. I think Clem should be okay with only one Colossus on the field. Yes, there's no Ghost yet, but I think he should be okay. Oh, Raven's going to get taken down. Warp Prism's right there in the front of the fight. It's going to fall. The Vikings do take care of it, but a few Vikings go down for it. Now there is a second Colossus on the front. I think SKILLOUS has got to be careful with that anti-armor missile on him, giving +2 damage to all the bio, attacking those orange Dorito dust coated units. The Dorito dust does eventually wear off. The Stalker's going to have to blink away, but Clem just retargets the Widowmine anyway. Ghoster on the way in a 4th command center. Clem's economy, much better. His upgrades, much better. And of course, the follow-up for SKILLOUS. He says, well, we're deep down the well. You don't dig your way out when you're this deep down the well by trying to climb out. It's stupid. At this point, you keep digging and you hope you come out in China or something, man. Like, he's so deep into the 55 probe, no upgrade. I'll just, try to make something happen. That he's going to try to keep making a big army and hope that Clem gets a bit too over-eager, moves out, takes a bad fight, and suddenly, bam, it's all good. I mean, remember, the bio's very damaged. There's not a lot of medevacs because he's had to build a lot of Vikings. You got, deep NA gameplay. This is kind of a defensive all-in for SKILLOUS, guys. He wants Clem to push. Clem's pushing. Is that enough? Probably not, but maybe. Maybe. Clem somehow seems aware of his army being here. Might be those Stalkers that distracted him. Dude, smooth Prism Micro. Of course, that Viking getting good damage on the Prism. Oh, Prism's almost dead, bro. Got to keep that Prism in the back. Clem's got a second starport on the way now. Ship weapons as well. He is still in 5 barracks. I love that he's been playing second starport a lot earlier rather than 8 racks, as Psystorm is an issue. In this case, I actually think 8 racks is probably better. Yeah, because he's playing against a mass Zealot Archon army. I think 8 racks is actually much better. Clem is max, though. 20 Marauders, 38 Marines, 5 Ghosts. He needs good EMPs. And I think he'll be able to get them. The Widowmine's already all fire on just a few Zealots. Oh, big Zealot Archon army. Huge Zealot Archon army. It's all about the engagement. Can he actually close this? 3 Marauders go forward, and they actually do get rid of the Disruptor for 2 Marauders, which I think is a good trade for Clem. Happy to take that. No upgrades on this Protoss army, guys. These Zealots are super weak. 2-2's almost there. Clem doesn't really want to fight until 2-2's done, but he might have to. He gets stuck against his own buildings. Dude, this is a bit of an awkward fight for Clem, but the Zealots suck. The Zealots are so bad. The Zealots going into a choke point with 0-0 against 1-1 EMP Stim Bio. Oh my lord. Zealots do get in the natural and kill 14 workers. SKILLOUS is trying to make something work, but he knows he's a bit too far behind in this game. Clem is going to force a game 5. All right, Clem, tying up the series. He's fighting like his life depends on it. SKILLOUS going to go across with a very early probe to check for any proxies and start harassing. Unless he's... Oh, you're not proxying, are you? Oh, you're proxying. 2-gate. We're doing a 2-gate, ladies and gentlemen. 2-gate. Gas next, right? Don't you go gas? Okay, yeah. I haven't done this build in a long time, but it should be gate after the gas. And then Cybercore at home. It's going to be a very interesting build. Is he checking for eBay? I think he's trying to make it look like a normal build. In case it is an eBay block, he wants to, like, pretend he wants to expand, even though he doesn't. And that'll stop Clem from going in the main and seeing what's happening. Interesting. Clem didn't scout, though. Clem's just playing double gas or Mega Verge play. If he does build the command center on the high ground, really good for Clem. Low ground, really bad for Clem. So we're going to see a Zealot. And then he's going to, of course, make an Adept from this gateway, a Stalker from this one, and chrono the heck out of them across this map. Double gate is very good, but if Clem builds, 2 Reaper Hellion, 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, command center on the natural will go down, but he'll have more units to defend. Yeah, it often just comes down to the micro on both sides. If you go 1-rax expand, you're much more vulnerable to this build. Reaper's scouting. Uh-oh, Reaper's scouting. I wish I had my Herman Miller right now. Oh, he misses it. He misses it. Ladies and gentlemen, he missed it. Stalker's going to be coming out there. Reaper's now going right, which means it misses the Zealot as well. He's going to arrive at the opponent's base, find himself a probe. At the same time, a Stalker comes in, and that's going to ruin his day. He's got 2 Reapers, and a Hellion is coming on the way. He's going to start building Marines one at a time as well. This Reaper's going to head home. There is, of course, already a Zealot there. The Adept did stay at home here. I'm surprised he didn't kind of send that guy out. But it looks like he's just going to kill the command center. Probably the right call. Yep, Zealot and 2 Stalkers should be able to beat the heck out of this. He's going to go over there and do some nice damage. Zealot can just attack the command center, and the Stalkers can skirmish. He has to pull the boys. Here we go, 4 SCVs, 2 Reapers, and a Hellion. Can it take on 2 Stalkers and a Zealot? Already 1 Stalker getting dangerously low there. Good micro on both sides. 1 Reaper's down. 2nd Reaper gets low. It's going to fall as well. The Zealot starts to hammer those SCVs. Very nice damage from the Zealot. The Adept is here as well. Hellion goes down. This looks like crazy damage. I think that's a cancel on the command center, and it just might be SKILLOUS qualifying over CLEM to make it into the StellarFest. That's right, guys. Ottawa is on the line, remember. There is a qualification spot for that tournament. SKILLOUS brought out the build orders, brought out the styles. There is a Marauder, though. 2nd one is on the way. Still want to kill this command center. He might not be able to, unless there's more units rallying in. Did he stop building units? I think he might have stopped building units, guys. SKILLOUS might have thought, oh, that's all I want to commit because I want to have a better transition on the plus side. He's got a smooth transition on the downside. Imagine if another Stalker or 2 rallied in there. I still think he's ahead. Is SKILLOUS off this opening? That command center is so late. But if he could have killed the command center, it would have been pretty much game ending. As it is, we'll see how it goes. The Adept does take big damage there. But the Stalkers are microing against these Marauders. 1 Marauder does... Oh, the Stalker finally finishes him off. Hellion's going to go down, but dude, good trade for CLEM. Hellion pulls back. SCVs once again get pulled down here. I guess he can repair the Hellion and then go back to mining. Viking lands as well, and CLEM will secure his side of the map. That final trade, I think, a fair bit better for CLEM than it was for SKILLOUS. But SKILLOUS at least intercepts the Hellions, does a bit of damage there. We get the Twilight Council coming in and 2 more gateways behind it. His natural, nicely mining. And, of course, a solid 8 to 9 worker lead for SKILLOUS in this game. Should be defended at home as well, surely. Yeah, builds a shield battery. Viking first instead of medevac, question mark, says the chat. Yeah, I mean, he has 2-gate proxy. He needed a fighting unit. Medevac don't shoot. Viking shoots. This is just CLEM in survival mode. Just trying to stabilize. He ain't thinking about counter-pressuring. He's thinking about surviving. If you can get rid of the pylon as well, then that'll be fantastic. I actually really love all the comments everyone makes in chat. It really helps. I'm not being sarcastic. I know I sound sarcastic because I'm normally being a sarcastic dick. It's actually really good because it gives me different viewpoints to bounce information off of. And there's a lot of casual viewers, especially on YouTube as well, who, you know, they're always having random questions pop in their head because there's a lot of things we just don't explain. You know, I just take for granted you guys have... What, you guys haven't played 45,000 games of StarCraft 2? What? You guys don't know everything? You guys are so... What? I don't understand. What have you guys been doing with the last 15 years of your lives? I don't know. Clearly not what I have. Noobs! Yeah. That's what I was holding back. A big old noobs. Rubbing it in their face. Yeah, I mean, look how slow these barracks are. A lot is weighing on these Banshees, guys. And you can see SKILLOUS is down there. So I feel like Clem's trying to taunt him. You can see there's SKILLOUS, dude. SKILLOUS. He didn't notice. He didn't notice the Banshees. His eyes were glued to his screen. He's so nervous about qualifying to StellarFest in Ottawa, guys. Oh, man. That's the TV StellarFest. $15,000 over there in Canada. Important spot on the line. Clem's Banshees. Are they going to win him this spot? Are they going to get him back in this? Just as he blinks in, the Banshees go in. SKILLOUS will take out a tank very early, but now he's going to get distracted by those Banshees. Oh, he loses so many Stalkers. So whatever's left is deeper than red. He's lost 6 Stalkers this game. He just lost like 2 or 3 more there. 7 probes have already fallen. He does have a decent defense. And don't remember, these Banshees aren't cheap, but that was a good move. Like, the timing was perfect. CLEM just happened to go in at the same time the Stalkers blinked into his base, and that's like the hardest time for a player to deal with. There we have the classic Stalker blinks after the Banshees. The Banshees turn around and realize they can beat the crap out of a single Stalker. And now we're back to a much more even game, I would say, where Clem's bought himself that time to let Stim and Shields finish, medevacs, he's got a 3rd command center started. I think we'd be safe to say Clem has a small lead now. Robobay again for SKILLOUS. Storm is for tryhards, apparently. I have been joking a lot about how Europeans just refuse to build new things. Ooh, Banshee takes a lot of damage, but does survive. I think SKILLOUS' best style is just Colossus right now, so he's sticking to it. We've seen him play Storm before. I think he just figures Colossus will be a bit more stable, especially with how Clem's been doing a lot of aggressive 2-base pushes. Is SKILLOUS not going to get upgrades again? Well, looks like we have our answer. He does start a Forge, just as Twitch chat asked that question. Yeah, I think this is a pretty standard Forge timing with how the game's gone, but... Oh no! Does he not see the army move out? Oh, did he not see the army? Or is he trying to ambush him? Is this on purpose? Is he going to blink on the tank and then lose all of his Stalkers? One Stalker goes down. He gets a decent volley. That Observer reveals himself. Oh, he does manage to get away. Dude, that was crazy. You guys see that Observer just open his trench coat in front of that Terran army? That was wild. Zealot Sentry is trying to defend. He's trying to buy time. He needs a Guardian Shield in here. He does go for a single force field instead. I would have loved to see the energy recharge on that. Stalker's going to blink in. Widowmine shot. He does spread the Stalkers against it. The Zealot count is good. Is it enough, though? Great spreads against the Widowmines. The Observer does get taken down. There's another Observer there. Stalkers are trying to chase. Can he actually focus down the Marauders? Or maybe the Medivacs would be even better. The Marauders, though, have a rally of units, and I think SKILLOUS is chasing just a bit too far. He's got to warp in Zealots on the front right now. He's going to siege up that Prism. If he can get a Zealot warping on the front, it's good, but he's going too close. Oh, he's trying to use the Prism for micro instead. Ah, okay, but the Prism now taking big damage. Oh, he's got a Colossus. Big Daddy's here, but he needs to unload the Prism before he can save it. Oh, he barely saves it. Colossus just took a lot of damage. Big Daddy does survive. More Zealots coming in. Clem's going to keep pushing because this man does not know fear. Fear is the mind killer, and Clem is absolutely immune to it. His mind is untouched. The Colossus survives a volley of Marauder hits. Oh, the Widowmine splashes. Kill the Observer there. And all the Zealots go down as well. There's 2 Colossus and a Dream. But Clem has a whole lot of men on drugs. There's a lot of meth in that Terran army and a lot of trigger-happy fingers. Just ready to go click, click, click. Banshee realizes, hey, I just killed your Observers. Comes back in now. Oh, that's nasty, man. He's like, you've got to start an Observer. He's not willing to cancel the Colossus. So the Banshee's like, hey, I don't think there's a battery in the main. There is a battery in the main, thankfully, for SKILLOUS. So it's probably better off just sitting there and attacking the army the whole time, but nonetheless, going to be able to pick off a couple of probes here. It does take 5 shots to kill a probe, I believe. It's 5? Or is it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's 8. Apparently it's 8 shots. Okay. Nice. Oh man, that's a lot of workers. No energy recharge on the battery? I'm surprised he didn't energy recharge that. He could have healed for a bit longer. It looks like... Oh, SKILLOUS is in a bit of disarray right now. Loses another Stalker. Finally cleans it up, but not without 7 more probes going down. Meanwhile, Clem has a 4th command center. And we do have... Oh, if that was a Storm drop, that would have been great. It's 4 Zealot drop on the left. Oh, there's Vikings on him. 3 SCVs. 4 SCVs. For all that. 4 Zealots and a Prism. Oh, 650 minerals down the dumpster. I think he just assumed Clem already had another push on the map. Wasn't expecting his army to be chilling at home at that moment. Chat says he did recharge it. Recharge was on cooldown. So if he did, it was 45 seconds earlier. Viking, Marine, Marauder, Widowmine are there. Hanging out. Zealot's going to go in to counter that 3rd. I just don't think this 4th base can survive. Can it? Colossus taking a lot of damage. Battery coming in. Heal the Colossus. Yep, nice heals on the Colossus from the battery. Really nicely done. There's a Disruptor in the back, but it's not recharged just yet. Another one does come in. And look at that. The Bio just flanking in. Beautiful spreadies on the Marauders. The Disruptors can't find the mark. And Clem, with the reversal, once again cements himself as the magnanimous, the absolutely unstoppable and ridiculous player that he is. Very unfortunate for Nikita SKILLOUS. I do hope Team Liquid fly him out to the Merryvale Open, the lead-in tournament that is an open qualifier. And I also hope he plays tomorrow in the global qualifier. But for now, Clem is our European qualifier, joining Beyond, our Asian qualifier, and Trigger, our America's qualifier, to the StellarFest in Ottawa, November 4th to 9th. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.